Yeah. So good morning, everyone. So the last session, what we discussed. Last session, what we discussed. Using Python, what kind of applications we can develop. Okay, that one we discussed it, right? Using Python, what kind of applications we can develop. So one is like standalone applications. Is like standalone. Another one is like web applications we can. The next one is like distributed. The next one is like enterprise applications, right? Enterprise applications. These kind of applications we can develop using Python. Okay. Now, for example, you know Python very well. Okay. You know Python very well. You know Python. Now, in the industry, what kind of roles, that means what kind of opportunities you can get it? In the web application development or distributed application development or enterprise, whatever it is, okay, we can develop in the web application server side applications by using Python. In the distributed applications also, yesterday I showed, right, the Axis Bank application, that is also what distributed application. That distributed application we can develop using Python. In the enterprise also, okay, Amazon, okay, yesterday we discussed about, okay, in the Amazon, okay, in that particular application, what is the entire flow we discussed or not? In that also there has distributed applications or there, server side application also there. Those applications we can develop by using Python. So if you know Python, you can apply for the, okay, okay, what kind of roles we can apply as a Python backend developer. You can, okay, wherever the opportunities are there, just you can apply for that one. The next one is like, for example, okay, you know Python, you want to learn like a data science, you want to learn like a data science. Okay, now using Python, there has so many rich libraries are there to learn the data science. Here, ML, machine learning. Here, deep learning. Okay, the next one is like AI. These all are come under this one only. Okay, ML, TL. Okay, artificial intelligence, data science, and data analyst. These all roles, data engineers. These all roles by using Python, okay, they can work on data science, they can work on, okay, ML and DL and AI. So if you want to become like a data scientist or ML engineer or DL engineer, first stepping stone is like what? Okay, Python minimum basics are required or not, then only you can understand, okay, the libraries and everything which related to data science, ML, DL, AI. Okay, so if you know the Python in and out. Core Python I know, advanced Python I know, some of the web frameworks like Django, Flask, Fast API. Then the time just you can apply it for, okay, Python developer, backend developer. If you want to learn data science, okay, next level thing, then that time anyway you should learn like a Python basics and everything, and then you can start learning data science, ML, DL, and AI. Okay, these things we discussed in the last session, right? Yes. Now, let's go with the quick introduction about the Python. Now, tell me, you are Python user, right? Just you are using the software Python in your application development purpose. You are the user means somebody has to create that one, right? You are using something means somebody should create or not. Okay, somebody should introduce or not. Okay, now Python also, we are the users, that's it. Okay, but somebody introduced this language or not? So who introduced this language? When they introduced this language? Who introduced this language? When they introduced? First, in the year of 1989 only, it is like very old language. Nowadays, data science come into the picture. That the reason Python is like become like more popular. It's like very old language. 1989 only, Python introduced by one of the person like Gudio Van Rossum. Spelling may be wrong. Gudio Vanderson. This person introduced Python in 1989. That means he started working on this particular language in 1989. Okay, he started working on it. He started working on it. But when they introduced to the world, okay, to use means 1991, he introduced it to the world. That means the first version, okay, they released in 1991. First version they released in 1991. Okay, Guido van Rossum. Now, Python is a kind of open source software. What is open source? Open source. Okay, there has two kinds of softwares you can see. One is like open source, another one is like commercial. Open source is nothing but to use this software. I am the user, right? I'm going to use this software or not. Okay, I am the user, I'm going to use this software. If you use this software, no need to pay any amount. That kind of softwares we can say like a open source softwares, no need to pay any amount. At the same time, you can see the code what they written also. Okay, this person already written some code, right, which is related to Python. Yes or no? That code also, if you want to see directly that code itself available to you, you can see the code also. That the reason my Python you can say like a open source. One is like no need to pay any amount directly. Okay, you can download that software and you can use it, no need to pay any amount. At the same time, at the same time, the source code directly you can see it, what this guy written, what this guy written, or developers, okay, from their end what they written, that source code also we can see it or not directly. That kind of softwares we can say like a open source softwares. Okay, some of the open source softwares like Python is a open source, Java is a open source, React is a open source. These all are like introduced by some person, used by ours without paying any amount. At the same time, I can see what they written also, what kind of code they written. Okay, we can see directly. That kind of softwares we can say like what, open source softwares. Okay, so commercial is nothing but, okay, just quite different. You have to pay some amount, you have to purchase that license, and then you try to use and develop your applications. Okay, that kind of softwares you can say like a, oh, okay, commercial softwares. So .NET, it's like a commercial one. Understood? Okay, simply this one we can say like a history of Python. So I asked you to install the Python software, right? Did you install it? I asked you to install the Python software. So if you want to install Python software, it is a open source software. No need to pay any amount. Directly you can go to the Google and search for the Python software. You can download that exe file and then you can install it. I said like download exe file. Now tell me, if you want to work with Python, you have to install that Python exe file. You install Python exe file in your machine. If I want to work with Python, I have to install python.exe file in my machine or not. If you want to work with Python, you have to install that software, okay, in each and every machine or not. So here, can I say my python.exe, this particular application or this particular file, you can develop using which kind of applications? Standalone or not? Standalone application or not? Yes or no? If you want to work with one application, that should install in each and every mission. That kind of applications we can say like what, standalone application or not. So most of the times each and every software is like a standalone application only. So you can download and install the Python. Okay, now go to the Google, download Python, download Python. See, python.org. This is our official website. This is our official website. The current version is like what? 3.12. Okay, the current version is like 3.1 to 3.13 also there, but the stable version is like 3.12.5. You can install that particular version in your machines. Okay, first, how to check Python installed or not? How to check in your machine? Is Python installed or not installed? Very simple. Open the command prompt. Okay, already I have here. Open the command prompt. Just type py. Now see here, py is not recognized as an internal or external command. Otherwise, you can write like this. Okay, it is showing something, that's okay. Now here, this python is there, it is going to move to another environment, that is python environment, to write your programs. But here py command is not available. Here also it is not navigate to your python environment. So I can confirm like what? Python is not installed in this particular machine or not. Open command prompt, type py. If no, then that time you can see this kind of error. Py is not defined as an external or internal. If yes, you can see what? You can see what? Py environment to write the program or not. To write the program or execute the program. Okay. Now, if no, then that what we have to do? You have to download software and install it or not. You have to download that particular software and you have to install it. So let's come back to Google. Okay, download Python. Now one exe file you can see. Okay, now see it's downloading that particular exe file. You can install it. It's a matter of okay. Next buttons you can click it. Install now. Now Python 3.12.5. Okay, this particular version it is like installing. Now you can see whatever the code they written, the source code related libraries and everything, okay, install, okay, or download in your program files folder. Okay, now once it is done, you can close your command prompt and then you can open it, and then you can type py python again. Okay, that time it should show like what? It should show like what? It should show like what? Python environment or not. Okay, just wait. Now it is still installing. Finally you can get like a finish button, right? Okay, now you can set up for successful. Okay, now you can close this one. If you want the online tutorials and the documentation, if you want, I already told you it's a open source. Everything what they okay written the code, how they written the code, everything is like documented and exposed to the world. So you, if you want, you can go with this one. You can close it. You can close it. Now the python installed in my machine. Now if you type like a python, now see here, in the past it gives me an error like what? Py is not defined as an external or internal command. Now it is move you to the python environment or not. The python 3.12.5 is my okay current version what I installed in my machine. And here you can write the program. My a equals to 10, my b equals to 20, a plus b, like this you can write the program or not simply. Yes or no? If you want a hello world program, what is this code? Will tell you. Okay, hello world. Simply you can write like this or not. So in my mission, I can write a Python program now. Okay, just I install, I open the command prompt, and I navigate to py, okay, python environment. In that python environment, okay, just I written some code and I execute that code or not. Now tell me, for example, in your requirement, there is a big program I have to write. There has 200 lines of code is there. Now tell me, you want me to write the 200 lines of code here? Is it like better user experience? Tell me to write the big programs and develop the big applications. Is it like, okay, best way, that means best place to write our program? Okay, one line I'm okay. Okay, 3 to 5 lines I'm okay. But in my application I have to write like 200, 300, 400 lines of code. Then that time, is it like a right environment to write the programs and everything? Is it the right environment to write the programs and everything? Okay, no, right? No, right? So just in your mission, Python installed or not, if you want to check, you can check it. You can write something. Okay, simple programs, you can write it, no problem at all. Initial, okay, initial days, you can write it. But I want to write 200 and 300 lines of code in my program, then that time it's not the right approach. You can go with some of the IDEs. You can go with some of the IDEs. How to use those IDEs, I will tell. Can you install one more software? That software is like Visual Studio Code is the software. Visual Studio Code is the software. So that can you install that software also in your missions? First, you install the Python. Okay, to work with Python in your mission, Python should be there. Okay, that is the initial step. Now focus on the IDEs. Focus on the IDEs. Okay, these are like what? Okay, to write your program, okay, I need like, okay, editor. One of the editor is Visual Studio Code. Okay, this is like what? One more software you can install in your machine. Any software before installing in your machine, first you need to check like what? That particular software is like a commercial or open source. Okay, so Visual Studio Code, it is given by Microsoft people. Okay, it is like a open source software only. There is no problem at all. Directly you can download it from internet. So this is for Python. Okay, this is the link. I'm going to share this running notes to you after this session. And Visual Studio Code is the software. Visual Studio Code. This one also you can download in your machines. Okay. Now see the first one, first search item is like download Visual Studio Code for Mac, Linux, and Windows. Now your operating system, which operating system, based on that one, you can download and install it. This is also a open source software. So this one you can download and install it in your machines. Okay. Now, how we can check this is installed or not installed means, okay, now see here, Visual Studio Code, okay, this is the one, observe here, it's a kind of, okay, your .NET Visual Studio editor is there, Visual Studio Code editor is there, see this, Visual Studio, this is used for, this is the editor, it's a commercial, used for .NET development purpose. Visual Studio Code, it is an editor, okay, for most of the times Python or UI related development purpose, we used this Visual Studio Code. This is the open source. Difference is code is not there. It's a commercial for .NET. Code is there. Visual Studio Code. It's like a open source for, okay, development purpose only. It is also one IDE. How we can check this is installed or not installed? One is like directly you can search here. Okay, just type like a Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code. Okay, now see, this is the one or not. This is the icon for Visual Studio Code. Okay, once you click on this one, you can see the Visual Studio Code editor, how it is looks like. Now see this. Okay, this is the one. Now you can close all. Okay, now this one also. This is the editor. Just you can install. How to use this one will tell. How to use this one will tell. Understood? Just install this editor in your machines. How to use this one, how to write the Python programs, most of the times we are going to use all, we are going to work on each and every editor. Okay, here Visual Studio Code and command prompt also sometimes we are going to use. and the next editors also we are going to use it. Okay, up to okay everyone. The next one is like there has one more IDE also we are going to use in our classes, that is like a PyCharm is the IDE. So can you install that one also? Can you install that one also? Okay, this is given by GetBrains. Okay, this one has two versions. One is like commercial, another one is like okay open source. You can prefer the open source okay directly. See, the Python IDE for data science and web development purpose. The Python IDE for data science as well as web development purpose. Okay, web development means yesterday we discussed it, right? To create a web applications, to create a standalone applications, or okay, you create like what distributed or whatever it is. Okay, those are like okay commander here. At the same time he said like what data science id for data science code most of the times we are going to write where using Python. Preferred language is like Python. By using Java also we can write, or by using some other languages also we can write. Okay, but preferred language is like a Python. Okay, now you can download it. The free 30 days trial version is this one. Okay, the free 30 days trial version is this one. After that, we can do something. I'm going to give you some tips to how to use later also. We'll see that. So for now, just you can install this one. Install this one. Okay, now it is downloading. It's downloading. Just install in your machines. Now let me share you this link with you. PyCharm, and this is the link you can. Okay, for now these all you can complete from your end. Okay, remaining also there. We'll see one by one. We'll see one by one. Up here, okay, everyone? Okay, then the next one is if you want to start working on Python, if you want to learn the Python language, if you want to learn Python language, not only Python language, for example, any language if you want to learn, English I want to learn, or any other language if you want to learn, first of all, okay, we are going to start with what? A vocabulary or not? First of all, we are going to start with small words. After that, what we are going to do, we are going to combine these words and format a sentence, and then we are going to communicate with some other persons or not. First thing is like any language you can take it. First, you need some vocabulary, okay, related to that language or not. Yes or no? If you know those words, I can combine it. Okay, I can format a sentence and give, okay, communicate with some other person. Same like that. Here also, if you want to learn Python language, here also there has, okay, some vocabulary kind of, okay, keywords are there. Okay, keywords, these keywords most of the times we are going to use in our Python entire program. Okay, in our Python all the keywords may not use in one program, but repeatedly based on your requirement these terminology or these vocabulary we are going to use while talking with some other person, right? Same like that, while writing a program most of the times these keywords okay we are going to use. Okay, what keywords? That means each and every language has their own keywords, right? To work with that language. Yes or no? Java keywords are there. .NET, some of the keywords. Python. Okay, like that. Each and every language has their own keywords or not. Each and every language has their own keywords or not. So Python also having their own keywords. Okay, if you able to understand or if you able to remember that keyword first, after that whenever you require you can use it or not. If you not remember the vocabulary, the word itself, how I can communicate what I need to communicate? Yes or no? First of all, you have to remember some of the keywords at least or not. I'm going to write it, it is easy only. You can easily remember. Okay, let's go with one by one. So first one is like C language, if you have an idea, okay, if you want to write the condition, for example, the student marks something like 300. If the marks is like greater than 360, you can say like a he passed, otherwise fail. How we can write it? How we can write? You have to write one if condition or not. If the marks greater than 360, the message is like pass. Else, the message is like fail or not. You are going to write like some if condition or not. Same conditions if you want to write in my Python programming language, we have some of the keywords to write the condition. That keywords are like what you know, if, same. Remaining languages, how we have if. Python also having if. The next one is like else. Else. The next one is like if. Else if. Okay. If else, only two conditions are there. Okay, if is what? It is like what? Loop. Okay, not kind of loop. Okay, multiple conditions if you want to write. If my day equals to 1, I want to do some operation. If day equals to 2, I want to some operation. Day equals to 3, one operation. Till day 7, I want to write some conditions. More than two conditions if you have, then that time you can go with what? If or not. Got my point? Okay, so here the condition related keywords. Okay, three we have: if, else, elif. Okay, na? Condition related. Appear okay? Three. You can easily remember or not. If you remember, then only we can use these in our language. Otherwise, okay, what I can use? Okay, so to learn our Python, you have to remember these keywords. The next one. Now, you know about the loops, right? Looping is nothing but what? For example, I want to print 1 to 10 numbers. Then what we can do? Okay, instead of writing 1 to 10 numbers, 100, okay, 1 to 10 numbers, 10 lines of code. Okay, just you can write like what? One line only we can write. We iterate that line 10 times with your data or not. Yes or no? Which one is recommended one? You want me to write like 1 to 100 numbers if you want to print 1 or 2 or 3 like this. For this, you if you write the code, how many lines of code you have to write? 100 lines of code you have to write it. Instead of writing like this, can we iterate this one line only 100 times? Can you print the values? Possibility there or not there? Possibility there or not there? Okay, we are going to loop it, iterate the block of statements or not. To iterate multiple times some of the statements, we have some other keywords also there in Python to iterate. Okay, or okay, the loop, the number of statements in a loop, I want to execute these particular block of statements again and again. For that purpose, what kind of keywords are there, you know? Okay, one is like for loop is there, another one is like while loop is there. Okay, another one, okay, these are the two loops. Another one possibility, 1 to 100, 100 times it is like iterate, but due to some reason in the middle I want to break it. So break is like one keyword. Okay, due to some reason, okay, I want to skip and continue. Okay, skip and continue. Okay, this one not required. Okay, up to here only required, you can stop it, then you can go with break. Okay, this one not required. Okay, next level you can continue. Okay, that means 1 to 20 you can print it, 21 not required, leave it, 22 onwards 100 you can print it. Okay, you can skip and continue, then that time you can go with what? Continue or not. Understood? Got my point? Okay, these are looping related keywords. Looping related keywords. Up to okay, everyone? You know 7 keywords: if, else, next elif, looping related for, and while, and break, and continue. Understood or not? Okay, then any programming language you can take it. Any programming language you can take. No problem at all. If you want to write some functionality, Okay, if you want to write some functionality, for example, my functionality is like one employee is there, that employee salary is this much. Okay, he taken like 5 days leave. Now I want to calculate the salary. Okay, that means you have to deduct those 5 days amount, and finally you have to give the, okay, you have to return the final value. That means final amount. Okay, 30 days salary is this much. He taken like 5 days leave. Okay, now I want to calculate the final amount. Okay, why? Because okay, 30th day we have to, okay, credit the salary or not. For that purpose, what we are going to do? This is not only for one employee, right? Another employee also get taken like 1 day leave. Another employee also 3 days leave. Then that what we can do? This is common for this functionality is common for each and every employee in my organization or not. So what we are going to do by writing in programmatically means very simple. I have a functionality. I need a functionality to handle or not. Calculate the salary. This is my functionality. Okay, applicable for each and every employee in the organization or not. So the calculation salary is like a functionality, right? It is handle some functionality, calculate the salary of the employee or not. This functionality, how we can write in the programming in your application, in our programming languages, if you want to handle some functionality that is related to anything, that is by using functions, it's possible. Functions always, okay, we have a separate discussion, variable and function. For now, one line answer. Functions, why we go for handle some functionality that can be reused for any number of employees or not. My calculate salary handle the functionality. What functionality? Calculate the salary of the employee. It is not only for one employee, it is reusable for each and every employee salary calculation or not. So if you want to handle, if you want to handle the functionality which can be reusable, then you can go with what? Functions. Then you can go with what? Functions. If you want to create the functions, okay, in your Python, we have some keywords over there. Okay, we have some keywords over there. Okay, one is like def, define a function. That is one keyword. Def, that is one keyword. Another one is like, okay, return. That is also inside the function only. We are going to return the final calculated salary or not. Yes or no? You define a function, you return. Now, there has some other keywords also there. Yield is the one. Okay, why we go for yield? We'll discuss one by one. Whenever, okay, the functionality you need to handle one kind of functionality, that time yield is required, that time we can discuss programmatically how it is going to work, all this stuff. Okay, the next one is like a pass. Okay, these also inside functions we can use it. The next one is like, okay, with also, with. The next one is like functions, different kind of functions we have. The one kind of function normal functions, another one is like lambda functions also. Okay, this one also come under functions only. Understood or not? Def, def, return, it's going to return some value. Yield is the keyword we are going to use inside the functions in Python. Pass, with, lambda functions, these all related to functions. These all keywords related to functions. For now, remember these keywords how to use. That is only our next level step, right? To learn, we are while learning the Python language, we are going to use all these keywords. We are going to use all these keywords. Okay, these are like Python related. The okay, Python function related. The next one is what? You written a program. Okay, you written a calculate salary function. In the function, you did some mistake. Okay, programmatically you did some mistake. Then that time, will it return the calculated salary or it is going to terminate the program? It is not execute and terminate because of some mistakes. Okay, because of some logic, you did some logic. Okay, you written like, okay, mistake in your logic. What, because of that reason only, the program is not completed end to end and provide the calculated salary. In between only it is like terminated. That means your program terminated like abnormal. Now if you want to handle such kind of exceptions, you can say errors, you can say, while running your program, while calculating the salary. Okay, if you get some error, you should not terminate the program abnormally. You have to tell like reason, hey, because of this reason I am not able to calculate the salary. Like that, if you give the proper message to the end user who asked to calculate the salary, he is going to come to know, okay, this is the reason he is not able to calculate the salary. You have to find some solution for this. Like this he can come to know or not. But without telling anything, okay, you break, okay, that particular flow, and you not written anything, you didn't tell anything why this error came, why happened. Then how that guy come to know, how the developer can come to know? You should have to tell, right? You have to handle it properly. You should not leave like this. Whenever I ask something, you should have to give me the reply. You have to give it back, okay, because of this reason I'm not able to give to you. If you give it to me, that's okay. If you're not able to give, you have to tell to me, right? Then only I can find some alternate solution or not. Yes or no? Now, whenever running your program, if you get any errors at runtime, that errors how we can handle in your Python means there has some other keywords are there to handle the runtime errors. To handle the runtime errors, what are those keywords? You know, one is like try, another one is like, okay, expect, another one is like rise, okay, another one is like finally, another one is like finally. Okay, these are the keywords. These are the keywords we are going to use, okay, to handle the runtime errors. To handle the runtime errors, these people, any error raised at runtime, and they are going to provide you the proper message. Because of this one, okay, we throw an error. If you see that error, you can fix it. You can fix it. Understood or not? Okay, so for tell me, condition related, what keywords? If, else, elif. Loop related, what are the keywords? For loop, while loop. If you want to break, break it. If you want to skip and continue, continue or not. Okay, and if you want to return something back, that is come under return. That is come under functions. Now tell me, function related keywords. Define a function. That function returns some value. Okay, in between, if you want to stop the program or pass, and these all related to function. Within the function we can use it. This is one more kind of a function, anonymous function kind of. These all are related to functions. While executing the functionality, there may be a chance of rise an exception, okay, at a runtime error. While running a program, there may be a chance of getting what? Runtime errors or not. Okay, those runtime errors, I want to handle it properly, and I have to give the proper message to the end user. Then you can go with these keywords. Okay, try, expect, rise, and finally. Okay, runtime errors. Understood, everyone? Up to here, okay? So for good. Okay, then the next one is, okay. The next one is like, I have some data. For example, my data is like, tell me something like, what is data? Okay. Most of the times you heard about this terminology like data, 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 right? What is data? 100. It's like a data. Okay, such a, it's like a data. Okay. Anything, it's also data only or not. Okay. It is a combination of what? Data is nothing but facts. It's like a numeric values. It's like a alphabets, it's like a alphanumeric, whatever it is, it's like a data only or not. Now tell me, this particular data I want to give some other person. If you want to give some other person this 100 rupees, first of all you have to keep that 100 rupees with you, right? Before giving or before you use that 100 rupees, first that 100 rupees you have to keep with you or not. That means somewhere you have to store it or not. Yes or no? Then only whenever that person comes to me, I can give that 100 rupees to that guy or not. Yes or no? I want to pass the information, okay, to one person. Okay, today's opener is like a Sachin. If you want to pass this information to that guy whenever he comes, first of all, that information you have to store somewhere or not. Whenever that person comes to me, okay, then I can say like, hey, today's opener is like Sachin. Like that we can say or not. That means before using, okay, you have to whatever you want to communicate, whatever you want to pass, or if you want to tell something, or if you want to use something, first of all you have to store it or not. Okay, you have to keep that value with you or not. Those values, okay, 100 in this case Sachin, how we can store these values programmatically in any programming language means storing the data in any programming language. How it's possible? Using a variables. Create a variable. We have a separate concept is there, variables and functions. That time, okay, you can learn something more. But now one word answer. Okay, why we go for variable? Store the data, to use it, to give it 100 rupees. I want to give some other person. Store this 100 rupees like this. My amount equals to 100. Now the 100 stored in this particular variable, this amount I can give it to some other person whenever he comes or not. Yes or no? Store the data. Okay, any programming language, this is common. Okay, if you learn one programming language, remaining all or like procedure is like same, but the syntax is like different. That's it. Okay, in the Java also I can store the data. How we can store this data in Java? My int amount equals to 100. It's like a Java, it's like a Python, it's like a JavaScript, like this. Okay, the storing the data in any programming language is like a common to use, but the way of storing the data is like different. That is like what syntactically you have to handle it. Syntactically you have to write your own stuff. Okay, so the variable used for what? To store the data. To store the data. Okay, for future purpose or not? For future purpose or not? Yes or no? So while creating the variables also we have, okay, some of the keywords are there. One is like that may be a global variable. Another one is like it's like a non-local variable. These are the keywords. Non-local, like this. Okay, the variable can be a global or non-local. Whenever it is like global, how we can use it? Whenever it is like non-local, how we can use it? That is our next discussion, Python discussion. Okay, now our goal is like what kind of, okay, mm, vocabulary we are going to use in our language. Python vocabulary is this one. If you want to learn English, okay, English vocabulary you have to learn, right? If you want to learn Python, Python vocabulary is nothing but a keywords, okay, or reserved words, we can say, terminology wise, either keywords or either reserved words. Okay, if you know the word, okay, how to use it we can see in future. Okay, that time in future, next level, once you get the job, if you want to use it, yeah, I know one reserve word is there for this particular requirement, I can use it. If you don't know the reserve word, how we can come to know in your mind, okay, what it's going to run? Nothing. If you know the reserve words, then you can come to know which reserve word is the suitable for this particular requirement, how I can proceed. That kind of thoughts you can get it or not. Yes or no? So that to learn Python, you have to remember all these keywords. After that, you only can ask, hey, this particular keyword, where you have to use in Python, what kind of functionality it is going to handle. Like that, you can ask the questions. Understood, everyone? Okay, okay. Okay, then. The next one is like class is the keyword. Class. If you want to create the class, okay, we are going to use this keyword. What is the class? At the time of oops discussion in Python, okay, we are going to discuss like how to create the classes, all this stuff. So class is like one more. Okay, why? Because one word answer instead of telling, that time you can learn like something more. Okay, class is like one more keyword. The next one is like, if you want to represent some of the boolean values, true is like a boolean value. Okay, this is also keyword only. False, this is also, whenever the no value, if you want to tell like no value, none is the no value. None is the no value. So true, false, none, these also reserved words only, directly you can use it. If anything you can say like yes, positive, okay, and true, okay, negative, okay, false, okay, you don't want to tell anything, okay, the value is like nothing, then that time you can get none, you can go with the none. These are the three keywords. The next one is like, okay, some of the logical operators, and or. Okay, now and or everyone knows, right? When you can go with the and, first expression is true, the next one is also true, then only, okay, and you can pretends me like what true, or any one of the statement is like true and my final output is like true or not, and or. Okay, our discussion about the functionality is later, but now you can remember the logical operators. To handle the logical operators, we have the keywords called as like what, and or. The next one is like asynchronous actions. If you want to handle, async is one keyword, await is like one keyword in Python. Okay, async and await. What is async? What is await? How to use it? All this stuff. We'll see that one later. Okay, the next one is like, there has one predefined. Okay, if you want to delete a value, del is the keyword to delete that particular value from the list or whatever it is. I have three players or there, Sachin, Dhoni, Kohli. If you want to delete Sachin, yes, you can delete it by using this particular keyword. How to delete? Okay, syntax is what, that one is our discussion next level. Understood? The next one is like, if you want to transfer your data from one file to another file, or some other person already given, if you want to use it for that purpose, we have one concept called as a modules concept. In the modules concept, we have the keywords called as import, okay, from, okay, yes, these are the keywords. Import from that particular file, as like this. See, some person, okay, data science, you can take it, already one person data science related library provided, that one you have to import in your application and you have to work on it or not. So for that purpose, in that case, we are going to import it, and from that particular library, okay, if you want to give the alias name, you can use it. These are the three keywords for modules, okay, purpose. Okay, already written some other person, if you want to keep inside your application or your file, then you can go with this import from yes. Understood or not? Okay, if you want to check, okay, a is b, okay, a value and b value is like same or not, okay, is, okay, I have Sachin, Dhoni, Kohli is there in that particular three players. Sachin there or not there? Inside that Sachin there or not there? In. Okay, I have Sachin, Dhoni, Kohli. Inside that one, Sachin in or not? Sachin there or not there? Yes, there. You can say like yes, otherwise no. Is in. The next one is like not. Sachin, Dhoni, Kohli. I have three players. You be there or not there? Not there. So that you can say like no. Okay, so these are like to check whether it is like the condition, okay, that value and another value is like same or not same, it is there or not there, that kind of stuff you can handle by using these keywords. Understood or not? Most of the times these are the keywords we are going to use in our Python language. Understood? Before start with this one, these all keywords you have to remember. One is like, come on, spell out. To handle the conditions, if, else, elif. You can easily remember or not. Handle the conditions. For looping purpose, okay, iterate one statement 100 times, 1000 times, like that, to loop it. For while. If you want to break in between, break it, skip and continue. Okay, done. The next one is like, I want a functionality, I want to define a functionality, calculate salary, define it. Okay, once calculated, return the salary. In between, based on your requirement, you can use these keywords. If you want to define a function without name, you can use like a lambda, it's a asynchronous, okay, anonymous, sorry. These are the functions related keywords. While calculating the salary, while calculating the salary, if you get some error, you have to tell to that guy. Okay, without telling, without handling that error, you should not terminate or not, you have to properly handle that one. Okay, anyone do the mistakes, but you have to rectify that one or not. Okay, now how we can handle that runtime errors? Try, expect, rise, and finally. These are the keywords. I have some data. Okay, I want to give it to some other person. I have something, I want to give it. Okay, whenever he come, then only I have to give it. Till then, I have to store somewhere or not. How we can store the data? Using variables. That variable may be local, okay, non-local, or global. These are the keywords we are going to use for the variables. The next one is like a class. Next one is like a class. How to create the class? Python is like a object oriented programming as well as functional programming, both we can discuss. Okay, class. The next one is like, if you want to tell some value, positive, true, negative, false, no value, none. The next one is like logical operators, and or, and or. Any one of these one satisfied. Okay, then you want to perform some operation, then you can go with the or. Okay, in my class, each and every student is like pass or not. Okay, final result I want, so you have to check all student conditions or not. Yes or no? First student greater than 360, and the second student greater than 360, and third student greater than 360, like this. Each and every student you have to check the condition or not. But I asked the question, is like minimum one student get like 500 marks out of 600, then that time you can go with what? I asked like minimum one student. One is satisfied, that's okay, fine. Then you can go with what? Or not. The next one is like asynchronous operations, async and await. What is asynchronous operation? We have a discussion, we'll see that one. If you want to delete something from the list, then that time you can go with the delete. I have three players, Sachin, Dhoni, Kohli, I don't want Dhoni. Just you can delete it. Import from, yes, somebody has some data, I want the data, I want to use it. Okay, so that guy has to ready to give, I have to, then only I can use it or not. That guy ready to give it. How to use in your application or in your Python page? By importing. Okay, using these keywords, import from that particular person. Okay, yes, like any alias names if you want to give. The next one is like, if you want to check, okay, is my A is B, A value and B value is like same. Okay, is, you can say, is my Sachin Dhoni Kohli, inside my Sachin Dhoni Kohli, Sachin is there. Is my Sachin inside that, inside the three players, my Sachin is there? Yes. Okay, is my UV not there? UV not there. Sachin Dhoni Kohli is the list, UV not there? Yes, UV not there. Like that you can say. These are the keywords. Understood everyone? Up to okay. So for good. So I'm going to share all this stuff with you. Now come here. You can go to this website. Okay, kalamschools.com. In the kalamschools.com, there has one tab is there, Python programs series. Python programs. Click on this one. Whenever you click on this Python programs, you can, okay, we are going to write the programs and everything here. Okay, we are preparing, we are going to write it. Show running notes is there, right? Click on it. Now see, here is the running notes. Now yesterday running notes I added here. Okay, now come down. Now today's running notes I'm going to add here. Okay, if I put like hash, okay, you can understand like, okay, that is one day. Okay, now today's this one. Yeah, today's this one. Today sending is this one. Okay, done. Now let me share you this link with you in the chat. Now can you try? Are you able to open or not? Okay. Once it is done, okay, it is automatically saved. It is not for you, for me only. I am the admin. Okay, you can hide the running notes. Okay, if you want to download this one, you can click on this download link. Now, if you observe here, you can see, okay, today's one. Okay, it's not saved today's one. Okay, it's not saved. We'll see that. Okay, yesterday's one is like saved, right? Now come down. But today's program is not saved. Maybe there has an issue. Check that one. Okay, like this I'm going to share it. Okay, give me one today evening. By today evening I'm going to fix this issue. Now come to this. You can download. Okay, yesterday's notes at least you can see yesterday's notes you're able to download or not. Yesterday's notes you're able to download. Today's notes I'm going to place it. I'm going to place it. Okay, you can download and you can complete, you can go through all these keywords, you can go through all these keywords. Okay, up to okay everyone. Okay then, so your assignment is like, okay, complete keywords list. Okay, learn keywords. The next one is like, I asked you to create the documentation, right? I asked you to create the documentation. See why I'm asking to create the documentation again and again, very simple. Okay, reason. See, first of all, if you want to do something, first you should have an idea what to do or not. If you have the clarity on the requirement, then only you can start working on it or not. Yes or no? Okay, whenever you want to start some requirement programmatically, first of all, what I have to do, that clarity if you don't have, then how I can start, from where I can start. That the reason, if anybody given any requirement, try to write something about the requirement, how to start, what is the procedure or not. That is the documentation purpose. That the reason. Okay, any requirement you can take it. Okay, you can analyze the requirement, don't think about the language or coding. The procedure you can think what happened in the internal background. It's all. Yesterday everyone knows about the Insta, everyone knows about the Facebook, right? Whenever you upload the post, what happened? What happened? Okay, once you click on the post, okay, comment button, what happened? If I click on the like button, what happened? Okay, like that, analyze. Okay, I'm not asking about the code what they written, just what kind of functionality it can be handled by using which language, that is next level. Understood or not? Got my point? So that any requirement given by anybody, first of all you try to document it. First of all, what to do, you have a clarity, then only you can do it, you can start working on it or not. Great everyone. Okay, so this running notes I'm going to share with you. Okay, otherwise I can do one thing. Yeah, some people written, this is my Python txt, right? Real quickly, control C. Now I created one folder for our batch Python. Okay, yesterday, okay, whatever we discussed, like, okay, mm, the applications, okay, distributed application, enterprise application, okay, the web application, all this stuff. This is called as what? Web application. Okay, done. Now I'm going to share this one with you. Okay, compress it to zip file. Today class. Now don't think more about this one, what I'm doing now. Okay. let me go to javakit.com. Now download section. Okay, in the download section, Python. In the Python, just I can add this one. See, now currently what I'm doing, okay, don't think more about that one. Okay, in future you only can understand. Now what you can do is go to this website, uijavakit.com website. Let me share you uijavakit.com website. You can go to this website. Okay, now ours is like what? Python, right? Go to Python and come down. Okay, today class notes. See this today class. Now if I click on this today class, now one zip file downloaded. Now see in the zip file, okay, if you see this zip file, the three, okay, whatever the images, distributed enterprise web, and today's notes also, you can find it here or not. Yes or no? Agreed. Like this, I'm going to give you the programs. I'm going to share you the programs on daily basis. Okay now, for now you can follow running notes in Kalam schools only, you can take it. Okay, there has an issue is there saving. Okay, we'll fix that one and we'll get back to you. Okay now, so tomorrow no session. Okay, day after tomorrow we have the session. Okay, so can you document? Okay, keywords you can complete it. Can you document, can you write the procedure for, okay, the post? Okay, if you post something in the Facebook or LinkedIn, what happened internally, what kind of functionality whenever you upload? Okay, the post where it is going to save, whenever you log in that post is visible, whenever you comment what happened, all this stuff just write in your own words. Don't think more about the technology. Okay, think about the procedure. Okay na? So tomorrow no class. Okay, the next session is on Monday. Okay. If you have any questions, okay, regarding these codes or whatever it is, just you can go to our website. Okay, this is the website. Just you can drop a mail to trainings@vtsschool.com. Okay, you can drop a mail to this, or you can do the WhatsApp message to this number. Okay, then thank you guys. Thanks for joining. Bye.